My first two long relationships ended with someone leaving. One was a marriage. She chose another man. He had the same first name as me, which somehow felt both devastating and unnecessarily efficient. Apparently, she wanted change, just not enough to learn a new name. Years passed, and I found myself standing on the other side of the goodbye. Through most of my 20s and 30s, I cannot remember many times when I was genuinely interested in a woman and nothing developed. Interest usually became a conversation, a date, a relationship, or at least the beginning of something worth exploring. Eventually, I became the one stepping away, the one searching for careful language, the one explaining that something was missing, the one disappointing good women who had done nothing wrong except feel more than I did. Somewhere inside those years, pride grew comfortable. Rejection became something that had happened to me once, long ago, and something I now delivered gently to others. Then for a while I largely stopped trying. I told myself the timing was wrong. Work required too much. Life was unsettled. My circumstances needed to improve before I could make room for someone else. There was always another reasonable excuse waiting to be hired. A few years ago I felt something again. I stepped towards someone believing our lives might fit, only to discover that she did not feel the same pull. Later, it happened again. Attraction, possibility, the quiet belief that something meaningful might grow, and another hand remaining still. More recently, someone caught my attention, before I had even decided to let her. There was no long pursuit, no real beginning, perhaps not enough shared history to justify where my mind wandered, but something about her carried pure joy. The way she moved through the world, the warmth, the smile that seemed to arrive even when life gave her reasons not to offer one. I could picture that joy beside me, perhaps too easily. Then came the familiar answer, not spoken sharply, perhaps never spoken directly at all. Warmth without movement, kindness without pursuit. A hand held near mine, but never reaching. There is a particular ache in being seen, appreciated, perhaps even admired, and still not chosen. A proud man begins searching himself. Why not me? What am I missing? Why am I not worthy of the person I believe would fit so naturally into my life? Those questions arrive during weaker hours, when confidence has gone quiet and every flaw begins volunteering as evidence. I inspect myself too closely, wondering whether I am accomplished enough, peaceful enough, attractive enough, emotionally whole enough to inspire someone to move toward me. A few rare tears have escaped there, not because anyone owed me the answer I wanted, because for once I wanted to feel someone choosing me with unmistakable intention. I wanted to stop wondering whether I was hearing the music alone. Sometimes the imagined fit feels almost undeniable. I see how naturally two lives might meet, how I could strengthen hers, and how her presence might soften mine. I begin assembling reasons, almost preparing a closing argument for why we would make sense. But connection is not an argument won by presenting evidence. No resume can make a heart lean closer. No collection of qualities can create desire by force. A man can have something meaningful to offer and still not be wanted by the woman he would gladly choose. So what does he do with that? He can retreat into pride and pretend the feeling never mattered, rewriting tenderness as error simply because it was not returned. Shakespeare wrote, "If this be error, and upon me proved, I never writ, nor no man ever loved." But no, I did write. I did feel it. The future I imagined may have been wrong, but the feeling itself was not. I will not erase it merely because it was mine alone. I will not pretend the music never played because she did not hear it. He can become bitter, lower his eyes, and call emotional distance wisdom. He can choose only what feels safe, pursuing whoever is available rather than whoever reaches something deeper in him. Or he can remain courageous enough to want, to stay open after the hand does not reach back, to become better without treating every rejection as proof that he was never enough. Stronger, but not harder. More disciplined, but not colder. More compassionate, because now he knows what it is to stand inside uncertainty, hoping another person will take one honest step toward him. I am learning that the person I need may not be the person whose life appears most compatible on paper. She may simply be the one willing to take my hand while life is still unfinished. Not once every difficulty is past, not after the road becomes smooth and the timing finally behaves. The one who can still recognize joy when the day grows heavy. The one willing to dance when the music is faint, the room imperfect, and neither of us knows what comes next. Rejection may visit again. There may be more gentle distances, more unrealized possibilities, more evenings when pride sits quietly beside me and pretends it does not ache. But after the disappointment settles, something softer remains. Gratitude. Gratitude that I could still feel so much toward another person, that someone's presence could awaken tenderness, admiration, hope, and a desire to give more of myself. Even when the feeling is not returned, the capacity to feel it is not wasted. It makes me more compassionate. It reminds me that wanting what is best for someone may sometimes mean accepting that her best life does not include me. So I can pray fiercely for her happiness. I can be grateful for what she awakened. I can take the blow without turning her into the villain or myself into something unworthy. And I can keep going, still improving, still risking sincerity, still building a life spacious enough for another person, without shrinking myself to become easier to choose or allowing hope to sour into desperation. Maybe someday a woman will see me clearly and move toward me without hesitation. Someone whose joy does not disappear when life becomes difficult. Someone who reaches first sometimes. Someone who hears the same faint music. Someone who takes my hand before every circumstance is right. Not because the road ahead is easy, but because she believes it is worth walking beside me. There will still be unfinished seasons, heavy days, questions neither of us can answer. But neither of us will be imagining the possibility alone. She will take my hand, and we will dance together,